Hello, friends. James Stevenson back with another fresh episode of Who's Hating Hard on Tesla Today? Never is a long time is how I'm going to title this video because it's how I captioned a long chain of replies in a thread to Elon Musk, one of which he replied laughing at. Right, Loki? Let me move the camera so you can see Loki here a little bit better in the Loki cam. While I share my desktop with you, in case he does anything interesting over here, you'll be able to keep up with Loki. Uh, Here's the aforementioned reply from Elon Musk to me, laughing. What's this thread about? Well, Elon Musk began it, saying the Tesla AI robotaxi launch begins in Austin this afternoon on June 22nd, with customers paying a flat $420 fee. That's stylish. You're going to lose money on it, so you may as well just, keep it simple. Charge something funny and memorable. There aren't any long robotaxi rides anyway in just the South Austin, Greater Austin area. The first reply is me saying never is a long time, tagging Adam Gospole, who maybe you've never heard of before. That's the one Elon replied to. Why was he laughing? Let's take a look at this screenshot. I keep a lot of receipts, friends. This is one of them. You can't see that this is me that Adam is replying to, but I promise you, friends, it is. I said, you're free, of course, to deny that software updates exist. So are your followers. The flip side is that the rest of us are free to ridicule you. Software updates are a real thing that can actually upgrade hardware to perform with additional features. That's a real thing, Adam Gospel. He replied, there's a big difference between software that drives your car and requires constant interventions to avoid crashing, and a robotaxi that you can unleash into the world to make you money without being behind the wheel. You believe the OTA updates will achieve that. You're wrong, he told me. I replied, I won't be lectured on how wrong I am about Tesla's future, not by you anyway, Adam. With Adam down here saying that Tesla represents 0% of the auto industry's profits, and that it would remain that way forever. Here's the screenshot that I took of Tesla's accumulated deficit, which is the cumulative net income of the company. It was negative for many years when Tesla was losing money. But anyone who was watching the trend could tell, hey, Tesla has had positive net income every quarter for a while now at the time, and that Tesla would turn positive. Tesla now has more than $30 billion worth of retained earnings, which is what you call the accumulated deficit, after it flips from negative to positive. If your cumulative net income is a negative number, it's an accumulated deficit. But if it's a positive number, it's retained earnings. Tesla's is very large to go along with a very large cash pile, also over $30 billion now. But the thread doesn't end there, so I said don't miss all the other receipts in the thread, including Peter Rawlinson, John Krasick, Missy Cummings, and a whole parade of TSLAQ members. Scroll through, or click through and scroll up. So we're going to do that together and just have a good time reliving everybody who said Tesla would never operate a robotaxi service. It's a lot of people. After Adam Gospole, I put a screenshot here tagging Comedy Intral, which is Comedy Central without the C's, I guess. An account that no longer exists, but was promoting Tesla FUD daily at the time, much in the same way Polity Reality does today, or FUD Boss did for a while, right? This was once a very prominent TSLAQ account who said, okay, prove it. Go sit in the back seat and ask it to drive you around town for an hour, report back. I replied, when do you think the first paid Tesla Network robotaxi ride will be? And Jeff Airplane, a reference to the band Jefferson Airplane, I suppose, replied, never. Well, never is a long time. 2025 was an option. But with the one vote from Jeff Airplane of never, hashtag TSLAQ forever. I cracked myself up with my poll replies. There you go. So that's fun. Oh, now I have to reorient my camera. There it goes. I have a robot autonomous camera that I sometimes give inadvertent commands to, and then it does dumb things. All right. Next in the series, Never is a Long Time, John Krasik, ex-Waymo CEO John Krasik, in response to Elon saying Waymo's cost way more money. He said Tesla has never competed with Waymo. They've never sold a robotaxi ride to a public rider. They've failed utterly and completely at this for each of the last 10 years. And Elon replied, Waymo needs Waymo money to succeed. It's his favorite joke. It's a good joke. It's funny. But yeah, John Krasik, you've got the competition you asked for now, John. I'm not sure you want it, but you've got it. Never is a long time ban FSD. Stunt dummy sent this tweet. Tesla has never heard the saying, why buy milk when you can get the cow, when you can buy the cow? That isn't the saying. The saying doesn't go like that. The expression, as anyone who has watched the John Mulaney stand-up bit, is, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? That's the expression. It's a bananas insulting expression to an entire gender. That's how John Mulaney began his bit. Why pay for taxis when you can buy the taxi, get free rides, and sell rides for profit? Right. This is another con job for moron cultists, was the opinion of this TSLAQ member. Here's one from Ron Z. Mahoney. Grant Belden is also on here, saying the probability of Elon being charged with securities/wire fraud went up dramatically last night. For some reason, Grant thought on October 11th, 2024. It's kind of amazing they needed an extra 2 months to pull that off, referring to the 1010 event, the robotaxi event that happened the day before. And he reposted Ron Mahoney at Ron Z. Mahoney. I think this is the only post I've ever seen from Ron Z. Mahoney. This whole thing was based off a tweet Elon made in haste 6 months ago in response to an article that caught him off guard. They never really had anything to show, meaning Tesla was never actually working on a real robotaxi. So all they did at the 1010 event was drive some vehicles around on a closed circuit course on a movie studio backlot that don't actually know how to drive in the real world, is what Ron Mahoney was saying. Stock will trade back below $200 in the coming weeks, was Grant Belden's confident yet astoundingly wrong prediction in October of 2024. If you know what the stock did over the following 2 months, this is a very funny post for me to have left in there. Here's one from Polity Reality. Never is a long time. The screenshot here shows Polity Reality claiming, I'm guessing the Tesla robotaxi program will likely burn at least $10 billion in the next 24 months and may never achieve material profitability. I replied, if taxi services are profitable, even though they have to pay drivers, how do you figure Tesla could never achieve material profitability offering the same service, but without having to pay drivers? Did you think through the basic economics of operating a taxi service? What are your top 2 costs? Human drivers and fuel. What do you not have to put in a Tesla robotaxi? Human drivers and fuel. Think through the problem. Well, not gasoline fuel anyway. You have to recharge it, but it costs you a quarter as much to give an EV a full tank of electrons as it costs a regular taxi company to fill up a regular gas car with gasoline. Never's a long time, Facts Chaser. I should be playing the Who's Hating Hard on Tesla Today sizzle in honor of all these TSLAQ members and haters. Here's Fax Chaser. More Musk Tesla fanboys realizing the perpetually defective FSD beta will never be more than level 2. As I noted in my testing 2 weeks ago, the system still fails to recognize speed bumps, eats them at high speed just like it did 3 years ago. So much progress. So never be more than level 2 was the confident claim made by Fax Chaser. Never's a long time, Grant Belden. We got one for Grant Belden here. I said I wouldn't answer the questions if I were you either. Are you claiming that Mercedes-Benz Level 3 vehicles today are more capable than FSD Beta of getting car buyers from where they are to wherever they would like to be? Level 2 versus Level 3 has nothing to do with capability. Grant replied, I did answer the questions, just in your syntax. Whatever that means. You missed mine about whether Tesla ever gets to autonomy with vision only. You're thinking the longer it takes, the closer they get. I'm thinking the longer it takes, the more likely it just never happens. So there's our never is a long time moment from Grant Belden. He claimed Tesla would never get to autonomy. I replied, so you view the pursuit of autonomous driving using cameras and neural nets only as a pseudoscience compared to alchemy or phrenology. He replied, I wouldn't go that far. I'm sure it'll be possible someday in the far-off distant future. I'd just bet the folks that are using LiDAR will get there first. Well, first doesn't matter, Grant Belden. Best matters. The best service on the market wins, and Tesla's beats the approach taken by the LiDAR companies in every aspect, not just the problems you introduce by having LiDAR on your vehicle. Tesla has lower costs of production and operation and energy utilization. So they're going to win on those fronts. And Tesla's approach can scale to all geographies worldwide, and the others cannot because they need to be high-resolution, millimeter precision mapped before they can operate in any environment, which is why the Chandler, Arizona and Phoenix, Arizona areas still don't have complete coverage 10 years after Waymo started offering robotaxi service there. That's how slow it is trying to expand. You still can't get from any address in Phoenix or Chandler, Arizona to any other address in Phoenix or Chandler, Arizona. Never's a long time, Missy Cummings. Here we see Missy Cummings retweeting Natalia Polyakova saying self-driving cars might never be able to drive themselves. Yeah. This kind of confusion is exactly why NHTSA and the entire industry need to simply drop level 4. Can you help me understand the most recent SAE L3 definition? The chart says when the feature requests. Yeah, the SAE levels get people wrapped around the axle about what's an autonomous vehicle and what isn't. Like, if you really want to blow somebody's mind, tell them that according to the SAE definition, you can call it a level 4 vehicle even if it's only capable of performing all driving tasks on the highway and needs to stop and pull over until a human driver can drive it on city streets. That's true. You can go look it up and read it for yourself. I think it's a 41-page document from SAE defining what level 4 is and what level 5 is. Obviously, a vehicle driving itself across town with nobody inside it and without being remotely driven is a level 4 vehicle. There's no argument about that. Tesla was the first to deliver a fully autonomous vehicle directly from the factory to its owner across town last week. There aren't a lot of industry firsts for Tesla when it comes to autonomous milestones, but that is one of them. Nobody else has ever sold a vehicle to an owner autonomously driving itself to them across town. If you're aware of one, let me know in the comments below. Here's one from Sam Abu El Samid. As quoted by Pete Bigelow, at Peter C. Bigelow on X. Can Tesla achieve level 5 autonomy by the end of the year? The cars they are building will never be level 5, period, says Sam Abu El-Samid. It's nonsense. He needs to shut up until he can deliver something else, because these cars they are building will never be level 5, said Sam Abu El-Samid, wrongly, in the summer of 2020. If you don't know who Sam Abu El-Samid is, perhaps you've seen his handiwork. The leaders, followers, contenders, stupid blocky chart is his doing. So that was a Sam Abu El-Samid original, that thing. All right. Never is a long time. MMOMBOISSE. Maybe that's a French word or something. Wild Invest is the handle. It's also a complete fraud, accomplishes none of these things safely. Cobbled together software powering grossly under-designed hardware that will never achieve level 5, heck, even 4 autonomy. Never. Feel free to bookmark this, he invited. Hashtag Teslas. There you go. I bookmarked and reposted you. M. Mamboise. Never is a long time in Tesla. This is Tesla Endgame. You may remember this account from when it was posting regularly. Tesla is never going to reach level 4. That's the part you fanboys don't understand. They're at a massive competitive disadvantage in terms of sensors and lack of onboard compute. It's like thinking a Nokia flip phone can compete with an iPhone. Good luck with that. Well, Tesla, whether they needed luck or not, are now delivering level 4 autonomy in their vehicles. So, and Tesla was wrong. Never is a long time. Adam is Numa from 2 days ago. Perhaps a reference to the song by Tool. It's a pretty good song, Numa. Yeah, probably. Once they have the vision captured for all the sensor disagreements, they don't really need anything else. This is a more accurate version of what I'm trying to say. Only difference between Waymo and Tesla is the way they detect and collect edge cases. Waymo uses LiDAR and radar. Tesla uses customers with FSD supervised. The one that can detect, collect, and crucially use the most examples from the real world is the one that will win, is probably the end of that sentence. Adam replying, FSD will never achieve level 4/5 with vision only. Bookmark this. Well, consider yourself bookmarked. Adam is Numa. He also replied to me claiming that it wasn't level 4. Well, that just proves you don't understand what level 4 is. Level 4 isn't as high a bar as TSLAQ members think it is, and they've been telling each other for so many years that Tesla is nowhere close to level 4 and will never achieve it, that it's polluted their minds to the point that they can't even admit that an operating robotaxi service is a level 4 achievement. That's the only explanation for how somebody couldn't think that's a level 4 vehicle, or if they thought it was being remotely operated, but Tesla is telling us it isn't remotely operated. Never is a long time. Matthew Battle. His handle is LibraB103. How did he pick that handle? I think it's his zodiac sign, the first letter of his last name, his shoe size, and his IQ. The screenshot shows Queen Beetle saying, y'all are going to flip when you realize it's AI5 running Cybercab and Robotaxi, tagging R6 Alex. And Matthew Battle replied, which still will not make the car level 4. That's the dogmatic belief of TSLAQ members, is that Tesla cannot make a level 4 vehicle because they aren't smart enough. They're too much of a fraud to ever actually have a level 4 vehicle like Waymo has. Waymo has a really good performing robotaxi that never makes mistakes. Theirs is level 4. Tesla can't do that. We've seen evidence to the contrary over the past week. Here's one from Peter Rollinson, as quoted by Holmar's catalog. We won't have level 4 or level 5 anytime soon. That's pure fantasy. Nobody will, said Peter Rollinson as CEO of Lucid. That's pretty funny. From 2021. I don't know if that quote was in 2021, but it's funny regardless to think nobody will ever have level 4 or level 5. Well, technology progresses as long as people are there who want it to progress and work hard at it. Here's one from, who did I tag here? Thomas D. Replying to Mark B. Spiegel, whose handle was Stanfill Capital, saying, I took Elon Musk's advice. He is 100% correct. Grok is remarkably smart. Great work, Elon. So I guess he tricked Grok into saying, well, I can't tell what it is. But the Thomas D. quote is what we're here for. You Tesla cultists are hilariously stupid. Of course, what should one expect when your experts you rely on are Omar and James, tagging me, and Holmar's blog? What did Gene say that he had that reaction to? Tesla doesn't use human-like stereoscopic vision for depth perception. It uses something better. Instead of just two eyes, it has multiple cameras giving a 360-degree view around the car. Then the images are fed in the neural nets, and the multiple different views, instead of just two, are used to understand depth in addition to other things. This takes longer to train, and the hardware takes more effort to calibrate. But the ultimate result will be to have depth perception and situational awareness vastly superior to human or LiDAR systems. True, and what Thomas D. Said, you would have to be hilariously stupid or a cultist to believe. So that's pretty funny. Here's one from CBend88. I replied, Elon doesn't want LiDAR. Adam Jonas. Adam Jonas comes on the earnings call a few times per year and asks, if LiDAR were free, would you add it to your cars? And Elon has to say, no, even if it were free, it would be an independent input that would need to be rationalized and justified against the vision. The vision has to work. If you don't have the vision working incredibly well, it doesn't matter if there's LiDAR on the car or not, Adam Jonas. CBend replied, vision only will never work. Never. I got two nevers here, so it wasn't an accident. I feel awful for the people who will be affected, but when robotaxi pilots start, there will be accidents and Tesla will lose their license, predicted CBEND88. And lastly, from Jay Boltard here, replying to me saying the Tesla growth story continues. There's just a chart of Tesla's revenue every quarter from 2009 through 2023, as published by me as soon as the data became available for Q4 of 2023. Elon replied to me, when unsupervised FSD significantly exceeds human safety levels and is approved by regulators, the numbers will get really crazy. Jay Boltard replied, so never? You guys just bounced from one vaporware concept to another. First it was robotaxi, then 4680 batteries, then Dojo. Now it's humanoid bots. It's uncanny how he dangles these little carrots, and you all eat it up. You crack me up with a crude meme that I won't scroll down to show you. And yeah, he thought unsupervised FSD would never happen. A lot of folks did, and they were all wrong. Tesla has now delivered driverless robotaxi service to Austin. So good work there. Is there a bonus reply here I can show you from Adam is Numa? I think he replied, maybe he replied to the one I sent him that was his. Yes, I found it. Here's the reply from Adam is Numa. Are you saying robotaxi has achieved level 4/5? Yes or no answer, James. Yes. Robotaxi service equals local driverless taxi equals level 4. Please become literate, I replied to Adam is Numa, the hater who said Tesla would never have level 4, questioning whether the robotaxi service in Austin is level 4. Well, yeah, it is. if you read what's underneath SAE level 4 on this infographic, you will see that a local driverless taxi where no human is driving and the automated features don't require anyone to take over driving, and the features drive the vehicle under limited conditions and will not operate until all required conditions are met, and where pedals and steering may or may not be present, is a level 4 vehicle. So there's your L, Adam is Numa. And with that, we will check back in with Loki and see that he is still curled up and sleeping. Before I remind you to like the video if you liked the video, that'll help others like you, who might also like the video, to like it. Thank you to everybody who supports me, especially my executive producers, Kathy Kitchler and Rebellionaire.com, and I will see you in the next one.